doing a podcast?
I don't know, Taylor. You asked me to do this, and that's why I'm here. So...
No.
That's what it seems to me.
So this started as a joke because you were being silly during one of our media sessions, our social media sessions. And
but then I got kind of excited about it. Like many things that I get excited about.
Yeah, the Amazon packages just started showing up at the office.
And at my home.
And then my desk became a mega desk.
And it's a beautiful mega desk. It's looking good.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Well,
I very much liked my desk when it was facing that wall.
When it faced the other way?
Yeah.
So there's so much
then I could look down the hall and, it was nice.
Yeah, I see what
Felt more like a professional office rather than
a Hollywood studio.
Hollywood?
Yeah, it's true.
Mm-hmm.
I already sold my life rights.
Who's they? Hollywood? Just in general?
Just in general, yeah. Sold my life rights away.
They're going to take some creative liberties with it, I'm pretty sure.
Probably I'm going to star in my own movie.
Who's going to play you?
It'll probably be me.
If it's not you, who would it be?
I'll let you say.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon? I don't think that's going to happen.
It could be.
Matt Damon, no. Probably Jason Alexander.
I was going to go with Tom Cruise next. I was just going to keep going.
Yeah.
He's a little busy right now. Mission Impossible and all that.
Right. That's very true.
Yeah. So.
But we got to talk about why we want to do this. And specifically, but when I say we, why do I want to do this?
Correct.
Because Taylor, even though she really loves it, maybe doesn't love it as much as she's letting on.
I don't think I'm letting on that I love it at all.
I think you are. I think deep down, in places you don't talk about, you love it.
I talk about everything, so.
Yeah, okay. Touche. So, what's your major question, Taylor?
I don't have any questions. I'm here
Number one,
on your time and your dime.
My time and my dime.
And my question has always been, why are we doing a podcast? What's it about? Who's it for?
Why we're doing a podcast is because we want to, and because I think it's going to be valuable. I think it's going to give people something that helps them to see life through the eyes of an orthopedic surgeon, life through the eyes of somebody who enjoys their work, who enjoys what they're doing, who believes that they're serving others, and who may approach things a little differently than a lot of people.
I would say that you don't just believe you're serving people, you actually are. I'm going to give you that right now.
Well, that's a very gracious gift.
You actually are serving people.
That's a gracious gift. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. But I also think that people, I love the male acting voice. It is one of my favorites.
That's Tyler. Sorry about that.
How are you doing today?
Fine.
Very nice. Very nice. Not good.
Hey, people aren't supposed to know that that's me.
Taylor going off script, or the patient going off script, was definitely not Taylor.
Not Taylor.
Not you.
Not at all.
But I believe that a podcast can be useful for us. I think it's going to help us to communicate with people. I think it's going to get me and maybe you out of your comfort zone a bit. And I think that we have a lot that we can bring. I think people deserve to know who we are. And I think that there's a lot of things, a lot of positivity that we can put out in the world where a lot of things that you see online maybe are not quite so positive.
So who is it for?
So I think that it's for our patients. It's mostly for our patients. Those are the people we're serving. But there's a lot of people out there. There's people who don't know what it's like to be an orthopedic surgeon. They don't know what it's like to be a leader. They don't know what it's like to even just get out in the community and get out. We may scratch that part, but.
There's no scratching. Always be filming.
Yeah, always be filming. ABF. ABF.
Almost like anatomic.
Yes, I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I think I think it's going to be for our patients. Ultimately, it's got to be for our patients. If it's not for our patients, then who's it going to be for? I mean, you could imagine that it could be for everybody on Earth, right? But that's
which is what you said.
That is what I said. It's a bit of a broad brushstroke. I agree. But that being said, I think that it's going to be for our patients. Maybe for future doctors, future PAs, future medical providers. We're in a time in medicine where people are getting burnt out all the time. People are working hard, getting paid less, and losing a little bit of sight of why we all started this. And so I think that there's some value there. I think there's actually a lot of value there to see what brings people to work, what makes me love what I do and love why I do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that we can also hopefully have people on this podcast who can also bring perspectives, right? It shouldn't really be all about me. It should be about medicine. It should be about surgery. It should be about leadership. It should be about success. And then I think we also have a very, very unique opportunity to educate patients about a lot of the things that we do, whether it's shoulder surgery, knee surgery, hip surgery. I think we have that beautiful opportunity to do that.
Big, beautiful opportunity.
It's a big, beautiful bill of opportunity. And I sold it to you for literally the price of nothing. Except your time.
My time, which is also my treasure.
And also, I don't know. Yeah, sorry, it's not working. I think that's it. And I think you have a ton to offer. And I think that if people really connect with us, which I think some people have connected with us, at least online, at least 5, maybe 6, then 6 people total.
Mm-hmm.
Then I think that, if one of those 6 subscribes to our podcast, then
it's definitely going to be the guy who said, "This is why medical costs so much."
Yeah, that was a really nice comment. I replied back to him and I didn't delete it. I said, "Thank you so much for your comment. Have an amazing day."
Yeah, well, and the thing is that that's not sarcasm. You actually really hope that guy, despite his negative, seemingly appearing negative comment, you still hope that guy has a really nice day.
I do. I hope he has a good day. I mean, I feel a little bit bad because if all you could do is write about a post that literally cost nothing to no one.
Again, cost only our time.
It cost Taylor's time. That's it. Me, what else am I going to do? Yeah. Besides pretend like I can balance on one foot.
You did so well sitting on that chair.
It was good. Mm-hmm. All you got to do is cross your legs and squat down. And I was like, yeah, that ain't happening.
I was happy I was able to nail the really low one that I struggled with for so long. I finally got it, but my face was just too weird in that one. So we had to go with the higher one.
I thought it was good.
I actually liked it better because it makes it look almost like I'm doing a chair position in yoga. And
then I was literally in a chair and it was good. I've had lots of people who comment about those posts and they make them smile. And I do like that. I think I like making people happy. I like having patients after surgery be happy. I love the challenge of being in the OR. I love feeling like we are making a difference. And I think that's my hope. And I hope that from our side that we can show that to people so that maybe surgeons aren't quite so untouchable.
Well, and I think there's a lot of research to support that attitude affects outcome, right?
Right.
And so again, if you're making somebody laugh, if you're making somebody smile, and they also happen to be our patients who are recovering from surgery and are, that's, to me, that's a great thing. They don't have to be our patients. They can be our coworkers. They can be people who don't know us professionally, just know us from our personal lives. And then they see this other side of us. I can't tell you how many people that from church or from other things are like, whoa, I didn't realize you did that kind of stuff.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that you had a sense of humor.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe they didn't say that to you. They just said it to me.
Yeah, that did happen really with one of our patients recently. She's
right.
like, wow, this is a different person than I expected it to be based on the person I met in the exam room, the surgeon, the doctor who's taking care of me versus this kind of goofy personality that's on video. And I said, the thing is neither one of those is false. They are both true. He is both of those things. That's neither one of those is a put on personality.
Right. Yeah. Our marketing folks, they were a little bit at a loss in the beginning as well. And they were like, why do you want to do that? They were like, hey, will you get underneath this table? And I was like, I've been underneath that table already for the last 20 minutes.
My kids love that one so much. They still ask to watch that one.
Yeah.
Kendall's not here right now because she's got the flu or something. And then the other kid of mine will go pretend to be under the table and go, I actually didn't have the flu.
See, that's perfect.
Yeah.
And we have people, I mean, we're just blessed. We're really blessed to have an opportunity. My hope is that we can do something good for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. And if we can make people smile, we can brighten up somebody's day. We can inspire somebody to do something that they didn't feel comfortable with. And then if we can educate people about what we do, right? If we can educate people about how to get recovered, how to stay positive, how to use rest, nutrition, physical therapy, surgery, non-operative measures so they can get better, then I think we've done our job. And I think that my goal for the podcast will be achieved. And so I think that's really the goal. And probably, I mean, will we be a number one podcast? If by number one we mean one subscriber, then yes. It probably will be my mom. Aww. And that's fine.
Hi, Mrs. Piefer.
Love you, Mom.
Oh my gosh.
Or if it's your kids.
Yeah,
but they don't have access to online stuff. That's for another podcast, huh?
No, yeah, they don't have access to online stuff. But I do show them. Like, they see stuff on my phone. They'll ask to watch it. They saw the one you put out yesterday, or just the little motivational talk, and they asked to watch that. Like, they saw it, and Whitney's like, stop, I need to see Dr. Monkey. And so she wanted to watch you saying that over and over, and she was like smiling while she was watching it because you told people to smile.
Yeah.
And so the rest of the day I'd look over and she goes, look, I'm smiling.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So
see, we made a difference.
You made a 7-year-old smile a lot yesterday.
For 7-year-olds, I'll take it. I'll take it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, my kids are, dear Lord, 12, 15, and 16. So cherish the ages that they're at. And, you know, here in another 5 years, I'll be saying cherish the ages of 12, 15, and 16. So I am a firm believer that you've got to love where you are, love the place that you're at right now, because someday you'll look back and there's no amount of money that you'd pay to be back where you are today.
And I totally hear that. And I get told that. But when you're in that position, you know, when you're dealing with young children or children that have, you know, different needs, it's a lot. And so sometimes, you know, that's beautiful to hear. And I know you're right. It's just, it can be exhausting when you're in the moment hearing somebody say, oh, cherish this. I'm like, it makes me think of that Trace Adkins song, You're Gonna Miss This or whatever.
Yeah.
Where he's talking about like these different times of life that you're going to look back on and miss. I'm like, oh, so when my kid just threw a shoe at me while I was driving and they're screaming at the top of their lungs and they don't like the song that I picked, I need to cherish this because Trace Adkins says, I'm going to miss this someday.
You do need to cherish it, especially when they throw a shoe at you and say, I was trying to give you a massage.
The lies a 4-year-old will tell you to avoid getting into trouble.
I think that's like one of the most creative lies I've ever heard. Mm-hmm. Throw a shoe at mom, and when she's like, what are you doing? He's like, I was trying to give you a massage.
Yeah, you look like you needed a massage.
I think that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think it's weird because as you move forward, like once you get through this piece, right? Once you get through where you are now and you look back, I mean, it'll make myself cry, but you will see those times where you're just like, man, when's the last time that happened, right? When was the last time it's really sad because I don't remember, but when was the last time that my 15-year-old ran up to me and jumped and gave me a hug? We called them monkey hugs, right? He'd wrap his arms around me, wrap his legs around me. And it's like, I can't remember. I don't remember when that time was. And like, when was that last time? Because if I could have framed that last moment, right now he's taller than I am, right? I mean, I'm gonna have to give him a monkey hug, I guess. But yeah, you just think back about those times about your kids and you're just like, man, just cherish them. And all those weird throwing of the shoes. And it's like, dang, I wish you'd throw that shoe at me again.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, you have that kid who did that. And then also the same kid who yesterday I said, Mommy needs to go for a walk. And he volunteered to go with me. And he picked me a flower while we were on our walk and gave it to me. And he, unprompted, reached up, held my hand, and wanted to hold my hand while we went for our 1 mile walk.
That's awesome.
Now, he also then needed to touch every reflector we saw on the way there, and he got yelled at by an old lady in the neighborhood who was like, "Don't touch those."
Don't touch the
But he's like,
reflectors.
but that's how I get my power-ups. He like smacks it. They're like the ones that are on like the posts,
Right.
they're scattered throughout the neighborhood, and every time he walked past him, he has to whack them.
I like it.
Right.
It's like on Super Mario Brothers, right?
Correct. He thinks it's a power-up.
It's a power-up. I like it.
Now he tells you the blue reflectors give you higher power-ups than the red reflectors do, and the yellow ones don't do anything.
I like that.
So he's got a system in place. So he's like, I can go without touching the yellow one. That's no big deal. But if it's a blue one, he really has to touch it.
Gotta touch it.
And then if it's red, he wants to touch it. But if he's like riding on your shoulders or chasing a butterfly, he's not going to stop what he's doing to go get it.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So,
Well, awesome.
mm-hmm.
Well, Taylor, I'm looking forward to this. I know that the squeeze is going to be worth it.
You're referencing my quote, or my question always is the juice worth the squeeze?
Right. And I always say the squeeze will be worth it.
Mm.
Maybe. Is that what I say? I don't think so.
I like how you're like, I always say this, and then you look at me to confirm. Do I always
Taylor
say
tells
this?
me what I typically say. So that's helpful. That's very helpful for you to keep me in line.
No,
Is
you say the
juice worth
squeeze.
the squeeze.
You say the squeeze is the most like important part.
Yeah, the squeeze is the most important.
More important than the juice. And I'm like, so you're telling me if I had to squeeze like 10 oranges and I only got this amount of juice, it would be worth it. And you said yes.
Yeah, I agree. The strength, the grip strength, the forearm strength, the value. Like if you had to squeeze 10 oranges to get a few drops of amazing orange juice, think about how much you would appreciate that orange juice.
I don't know. I have a different philosophy on it.
That's life, man.
My time, effort, and energy at this stage of life is worth a lot. So I think I would savor the water over having to squeeze the oranges for orange juice if those are my options.
Somebody else squeeze this orange. Come on.
Correct. I don't know how many times I'll be talking about some problem or something, and my husband will look at me and be like, okay, like, is this worth your effort and your energy and your time? Like, if the answer is no, then we can outsource it to somebody else to do it, or you can ask for my help to do it. Why don't we do that? So that it saves you from the stress or planning or what have you.
I do not disagree with that. I think that certainly as we keep moving forward and as you just move forward in life, you got to find things that excite you, that make you energized, and that make you want to do what you want to do. And so ultimately, if the podcast becomes something that people don't want to see or that we don't want to do, then we do something else, right? Yeah. That's easy. We can sell off all this stuff and it'll be fine. But for now, I think this squeeze is going to be worth it.
When we sell this stuff off, we'll have to interview the people it's going to be like, what kind of podcast are you planning to do? Also, Can Dr. Piefer be a guest on that podcast?
Right. Listen, this is what we need. We need you to invite me to be on your podcast. That's correct. I think it's going to be good. I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see how things go. Over the course of the next 6 months, we have a lot of cool things coming up, just in terms of our office, seeing patients, a lot of community events coming up where we're going to do some, get out and do some talks, meet out in the community, which I think is going to be great. We'll post all that stuff for everybody, and then we can go from there. But it's going to be fun. And I'm excited to do it with you.
Oh, thanks. I'll be there for some of it.
I'll be there with bell on.
Just one bell. That's all I can muster.
Only a bell. One bell. I like it. Good plan. Mm-hmm. Well, oh yeah, and we didn't say the name of the podcast.
What is the name of the podcast, Dr. Piefer?
Slice of Piefer.
We've committed. It's
a little play on words.
Mm-hmm. Talk about it.
Well. I do. What was that?
You had like this weird sound effect. Well,
let me tell you.
It sounds a little bit like dirtback.
Dirtback?
You made fun of me for the way I said dirt bike.
Oh. Yeah. Dirtback. Hey, I'm just a simple country doctor.
You say that all the time, but not that way.
Just not that way. Not that way. Yeah, so
Slice of
I do like pie. People ask me all the time.
As in the number or the food?
Both. Love them both. Pi Day, March 14th, one of my favorite days of the year. Pi is a number.
How many numbers after 3.14 can you name for pi?
0.
They don't teach you that one in med school.
They don't teach you that one in medical school. And I'm just not that smart.
That's not true. You're very smart.
I love the number. I love pie. Chocolate Kahlua pecan pie. Favorite? Yes. What's yours?
It's tough, but strawberry rhubarb's probably up there.
Yeah. Strawberry rhubarb sounds not great to me, but
after that, it's probably
no
chocolate.
Judgment.
Chocolate meringue is way up there.
No judgment.
Mm-hmm.
Lastly, a little play on Slice of Piefer, but also what do we do every Tuesday and Friday and all the time that we're on call?
Mm-hmm.
We use scalpels and knives to open people up, which, by the way, at least for me, that's just an amazing level of trust that someone has in you. And I think we take that for granted. I think surgeons in general take it for granted. I actually think patients sometimes take it for granted. The fact that you're trusting in me or the person who is doing this to open up your body and fix something. When you say it out loud, that's a pretty amazing level of trust. It takes a high level of confidence to be the surgeon, but it takes a very, very high level of trust to be the patient.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, that's why in clinic all the time when we meet with people and I talk with them and discuss, if they have a problem that needs surgery, that I'll often tell them, look, at the end of the day, we just want what's best for you. So you need to find somebody that you trust and have a good relationship and a good rapport with to do this for you. And if that's not us, that's okay. And I don't have a problem. I give names to patients all the time of here's somebody you could go talk to as well that I would trust if it was me with my family member or friend. Now, ultimately, obviously, I've trusted you with my family members and friends. And so I'm biased and think that, that I would, in any situation, that's who I would trust. But for the patient, for whatever reason, different personality types, different desired outcomes, whatever it might be, we may not be the right fit for them. And so I always say, just, you have to have that feeling of trust there, because if the trust is broken before you even started that part, that's a problem. It's a big problem.
And we hear that. I mean, we do hear that in our clinic a lot. A lot of people who are like, I just didn't vibe with that person. And that's why I'm here to get a second opinion. And I mean, we encourage patients all the time to get second opinions, get third opinions, right? It's your body. It's
a surgery you're committing to.
This is you and committing to the next several months to year of your life to get recovered from a surgery that, we're going to do 5 of that day. But from your standpoint, or we may do 10 that day. It just depends. And so I think that piece is important. And I think anybody who's not that, I don't know that there are people discouraging getting second opinions or who get their feelings hurt if somebody wants to get a second opinion. I never have a problem with that. So get a second opinion, get a third opinion, get with the people you feel comfortable with and the people who you trust, and then go from there.
Absolutely.
Because I think that's key.
Yeah.
So,
I can think of somebody I saw in clinic yesterday who was, we were the second opinion. And they said the other we recommended the exact same plan that the first person did, and they ultimately ended up booking with us. But it was just because they had talked with, their friends who, some of whom worked at the hospital, and said, hey, if I were going to have this done, this is who I would trust. And that meant a lot to them. And then they met, but it wasn't the only thing. They met with me, met with you, and ultimately they decided that's what was right for them. That does not mean that the other surgeons, not a good surgeon, recommended the exact same treatment plan we did.
Right.
And I'm sure that goes the other way too, that there are going to be some patients who that particular surgeon might be a better fit for than we are.
Right. 100%.
But I'm just happy that, we get the privilege of taking care of people with what we get to do. Yeah. There is a lot of burnout in our occupation, mine and yours. I know a lot of classmates I can think of that I went to PA school with. I'm, graduated 12 years ago, 13 years ago. And I can think of many of my classmates who are no longer practicing because they got burnt out. They don't want to do it anymore because they no longer got the joy of helping people. And I think some of that is the culture of working in the medical field. I think some of that is the bureaucracy that's come into play with it. I think some of that is getting overburdened with, a lot of this extra stuff that's outside of taking care of that patient in the exam room that has burnt people out, and they're just kind of done. And they found that there's other ways they can make money and have better work-life balance. And so they've left to go do that. And it makes me sad because some of those people I can think of were phenomenal providers, really technically very skilled, very smart, top of our class. They don't want to practice medicine anymore in any capacity. And that's sad. And I can think of, several surgeons and doctors who've done similar things just because they're burnt out.
Right. And I think that's tough. I mean, that's really, really sad in the realm of where we are. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that part, because nobody came into this. Nobody, theoretically, no one came into medicine just so they could make money.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so everybody's here trying to help. And the fact that you're out there trying to do what's best for people, trying to make that difference in somebody's life, trying to get somebody to be better than they were before they met you, right?
Mm-hmm.
In terms of whatever injury they may have. Those pieces are, it's number one, it's such a privilege to be able to do that. But number two, it's really sad that it's gotten to the point where the work and the compensation has become such a burden for some people that they can't see it. And once you lose that sight, once you lose the sight of what you're really trying to do, or it just becomes not worth it. Maybe they don't lose sight of it, but they just don't.
Mm-hmm.
The value's not there anymore. Then that's when they end up burnt out, and it's hard. That's a key. I think the numbers are crazy high in terms of people who've experienced burnout. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
between 60 and 80% of medical providers are report at some point feeling burnt out.
Mm-hmm.
So, which is nuts.
Yeah, it's sometimes it has to do with the medicine, and sometimes it has nothing to do with that. It's just the work environment that they find themselves in, or the the kind of relationships that are developed around where they feel like they're not encouraged to do what's right for the patient every time. They're encouraged to put certain things as a priority above that, and that will get you every time.
Right. Yeah, it'll burn you out. No question about that. But needless to say, we have a great opportunity, a great privilege. I think we have a great opportunity to reach out to people through this podcast, and hopefully that's going to work. Hopefully we'll get a lot of feedback from the community. We've gotten a lot of feedback from a lot of medical providers who've said they want to come on the podcast. We just have to technically figure out how to do that. And when I say we, I mean me. But we'll get it done. Slice of Piefer. It's going to be good. So
you're saying that I'm going to have to let a bunch of medical professionals from the community borrow my desk?
Possibly. I don't know. We might have to go to them. Then we got to take the microphones and the lights, all that fun stuff. But maybe they'll come here. That'll be good. We got a studio.
Welcome
we have
to
a mega desk.
PB&J Studio.
PB&J Studios. It's Slice of Piefer. Mm-hmm. Today we're going to be talking about rotator cuffs.
Mm-hmm. AKA tater cuffs.
AKA Rotary Cup.
There we go. I was waiting for that one. That's my personal favorite.
Yes. All good. Mm-hmm. Well, Taylor, thank you so much. You rock.
You roll.
And we'll see you next time.
Sounds good.